Hey folks, welcome back. So the sun just came up. I don't have a nice picturesque sunrise right now because it's pretty cloudy. I'm switching it up a little bit. I've been fishing a lot of afternoon and evening trips lately and having a lot of luck with that. But it's been storming all week in the afternoon, so I got out here today right at sunrise. And I gotta catch some bait before I go try to find these catfish. Now in my last video I had a comment asking me to basically explain a little better what I'm looking for or what I'm doing when I'm trying to find bait, and it's really it's hit or miss, you know. I'm not really an expert on it, but basically folks, what I'm looking for is out here in these shallows and that side, I'm just starting out looking for stuff busting the surface, little splashes, you know, several little splashes in one spot, and I'm going to throw my net on it. I do use my electronics to an extent, but in shallow water I don't really have great side scan on my unit. I got a Lowrance Hook 9. It's got side scan, but it's kind of a primitive version of side scan, so it's not like as effective as the newer versions of side scan. So when the shad are deep, I'll use my 2D, and typically I can find them then, but on a morning like now, I'm seeing stuff busting on the surface pretty much everywhere. So I'm gonna get out there. I'm gonna start out over here in this sort of shallow section where there's this little wall here, kind of acts as a breakwater, and there are a couple of old ruined piers over there, and I have lost a cast net here before, so I am using my electronics just to try to stay off of that little ruined pier and lose my cast net again. But let's get out there, let's find some bait. Alright, so all around here I'm seeing all kinds of activity, lots of stuff busting the surface. Some of it looks like carp, but there's also some small splashes that could be shad, so let's go ahead and throw the net on it. Alright, there's a shad. That's what we're looking for. Let's see if we can get a few more. That's exactly what we want. A few of those will be in business. Alright folks, so through the net, 20 minutes, we got us a smorgasbord of bait. We got a couple big shad, a couple spot, several small menhaden, and 2 big red horse suckers. Now if I end up needing more bait, that means I'm having a real good day. So let's look at a few ledges, holes, channel edges. Let's see if we can find some catfish. Okay folks, so as you just saw on the fish finder, I got some fish here on what is basically a drop off on an outside bend, and the fish seem to be mostly in about 20 to 25 feet of water. I looked down in the deeper section of the hole in 30 to 35 feet of water, and it was a dead zone, and I'll explain that a little bit later, what that means. What I'm using here, Hellcat Revenge Rod, medium heavy, Piscifun Chaos 60. I got 3 of these Chaos 60s and 1 Chaos 50 with braid on it. This one, these 60s have 40-pound mono down to a 3-way swivel, and I'm using a 3-way rig, which is basically, I got my 10-ounce sinker dropped down to a 60-pound leader to a 10-aught. That is a Whisker Seeker triple threat hook. I got a couple of these and a couple of regular 10-aught circle hooks. And I'm going to get some bait cut up, and I'm going to see you when you got a fish on, folks. There we go. That one just pulled some drag. This one came out of some shallower water. Boy, he slammed that rod. Here he comes toward me now. Here he comes. All right. Everything keeps coming in twos, folks. Something just hit that rod too. See if he takes it. Boy, that thing bowed this thing over and started to pull and drag. Yeah, there he wants to go that way. We'll try to fight him over to this side of the boat. I've been here about 15 minutes. And I'll take this for sure. If he stays out of the motor. Oh, oh man, he wants to go that way. There, no. Drag puller, drag puller. Oh, did he stay on? Oh man, I think that one came off. That was a hard drag puller right there. You saw that. Maybe he'll come back. Whew, I hate that I missed that one. Deal with this one though. At least we got a fish on still. Oh. Man. Even though I got one in my hand, it's still heartbreaking that that one got out. Now this one, he's swimming upriver. Once he turns around, I'm gonna try to net him. Come on up here. Here it comes. No. Still going upriver. Oh! There he is. It's a good first fish of the day. He wanted him a piece of cut shad. I'm gonna check the bait on this other one, and then I'll get that one dealt with. All right, we'll get that one off the hook. Got him right in the corner of the mouth with that Whisker Seeker triple threat. Got him good too. There we go. I'll get a quick weight on him. All right. All right, go 31. First fish of the day, we've already busted 30 pounds. Sure wish we would have got that other one. Y'all saw that rod bow over and start screaming drag. Anyway. Oh. He's still a little feisty. Try not to knock this one on the damn deck. There we go. There he is. 31 pounds. Good fish. He don't want to open his mouth for you. Anyway, let's get him out of here. Oh, he was ready. Let's see if we can get another one. There we go. That other one came off and this one got on. Stay on there now, fish. He's swimming back toward me. That's what the bigger ones do. Let's see here. Always got to check if my mic's still on. I keep having it shut off on me in this heat. This one swam right up to the boat. Still don't know what he is yet. I know he's a fish. I don't know if he's a big fish. We're going to find out once he sees this boat and freaks out. He pulled a little bit there. Not pulling any drag though. I don't think he's a monster, but he's a good fish all the same, I think. Let's see here now. It popped up on the surface. I don't know if he's net worthy yet. I'll get it just in case. Have it ready. Come on up, fish. He's taking that rod down good, but he's not pulling any drag. Something's hitting that one. Let's get another one on that one. This one ain't as big as the last one, but he's still a good fish. He's got spawn marks on his head. Oh man. Got him. Got that one, folks. Oh. All right. That's a decent fish. It'd go 25, I'd say. He left me that piece of bait too. Don't go wild. Don't go wild on me. He's tensing up. Trying to be careful not to let him hit the deck, you know. They're going to do what they want to do. Curl that tail back. You don't want to do it. There you go. There's a view of him. Now you see that on his head? Spawn marks. That's from pushing rocks, digging holes, digging in root wads, fighting. That's what they do during the spawn, but these fish are done spawning, folks. There's a good one. He's gone. He left me that bait, so I'll get it back out there and we'll give this spot a little longer. Oh, there he is, folks. There's another one. All right, fish number 3. Came out of the deeper side of this ledge. Deeper side being about 25 feet probably. I've got one over there in about 2 feet. I got one in about 10 feet. I got one in 20 feet. I got one in 25. And we've caught... Uh-oh, uh-oh. No, almost had another one. We caught one at about that 10 feet, and now a couple at around 25. Something's playing with that rod. See if it takes it or not. I have had some smaller fish, you know, messing around, pecking at my bait. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay. This one is a smaller fish. Put him right back. And we'll see what this one is. As of right now, we're doubled up. Small head shakes on this one. It might be another one about the same size. But we're doubled up. I've just barely got some outgoing current still. Well, it took off and pulled a little drag there. I still haven't seen this one yet. And let's hope he doesn't get tangled up with that one. Then they'll both be on their way. Decent fish. There's a third one hitting that one. All right. I don't know if this one needs the net or not. Yeah. He's just big enough to need the net. It's a long, skinny one. This one's just small enough to boat flip. All right, we got ourselves a double, folks. All right. Good action today. Couple good fish, no monsters. 31's pretty good though. Get you just a little bit. There we go. Without tripping and falling out of the boat, let's get these out of here. All right, that's first fish of the double. Kind of skinny. Looking at his head, he should be about a 10-pounder, but he looks like he's more like a 7. That one's gone. Get this one taken care of. And I'll put that out of the way. This one's got the hook in its bottom lip. There we go. Second fish of the double. Let me fix this camera a little bit. There he is. He's probably like a 14 or so. Not a huge fish, but a fun fish to catch. And we'll get him out of here too. All right, folks, they say that you should not leave active fish to go find other active fish. So I'm gonna sit here on this little bit of outgoing tide I've still got. See if I can get some more. All right, folks, so the tide is just about to go slack and the bite has definitely gone slack. It's been about another 30 minutes. I've just had some pecks on this one rod, which hasn't hooked up yet. It's probably just a little tiny dink fish. Can't get the bait in its mouth. I'm not gonna move quite yet just because it takes a little while for the tide, the current, to turn around and pick up again going the other way. And I know that once I get where I'm going, I'm gonna have trouble anchoring up. You know, the current kind of keeps the boat straight. Having no current, the wind wants to make your boat sway all over creation, and I don't feel like re-rigging all my stuff so I can start dragging bait or anything like that right now, because as soon as the current picks up, I'm just gonna have to turn around and re-rig it again for anchoring. So I told you a little earlier in the video that I was gonna explain why there were no fish on my graph at the 25 and below mark. And the reason for that, right, it's hot. It's hot summer right now. My friend Pat and I were actually on the James River last weekend and the water was 91 degrees. We only caught 3 small fish. nothing to make a video with. But what happens in these tidal rivers, right? It's kind of the same in a freshwater lake, is the oxygen level starts to drop, and you also have a little bit of salt water, very small amount of brackish water that is more dense than the fresh water, and it will tend to be down deep. It'll be in the deepest holes, and there's typically not oxygen down there, if I'm explaining that correctly. Either way, usually in this time of year, the deeper holes don't have as much oxygen at a certain level. It's kind of like a thermocline that you have in a lake. You also, during what we've got right now, it has been this season a drought, a pretty severe drought, and we've had a lot of salt water creeping up river. And just 10 miles downriver from where I'm at right now, people are catching stingrays, and someone actually shared a photo of a bull shark in the water down there. So definitely higher salinity levels, and these blue catfish don't do real well in higher salinity levels. They can travel through it for a limited amount of time, but typically they can only survive for about 3 days in anything, you know, around 15, 17 parts per thousand. Anything more than that, they can't survive at all. So these fish want to be comfortable. They want to be where it's oxygenated and typically cooler water, but that's not always the same thing. The surface water is going to be warmer than the bottom water here, but that bottom water doesn't have as much oxygen, if you catch what I'm saying here. So hopefully I explained that good enough for you. And I'm going to sit here just a little longer and let the tide do its thing, and then I got plenty of bait and I'm not going to waste it. So I'm going to go ahead and probably move to another spot once the tide turns around and starts going the other way. And we'll see if we can get some more fish on, folks. Oh, this one just got a hit. Is he still on there? Yes, he is. All right, here's another one, folks. Here in this slack tide, my boat's swaying back and forth all over creation. There's a good head shake. Hell, this one might be a little bigger than I thought he was. He didn't just like slam the rod or anything, but I think he picked it up and started swimming toward me. Well, there he is over there. He's pulling drag now. Move this camera over a little better so you see me a little better on this side. This might be a decent fish. He just swam right up to me, and now he's hanging out right there under the boat. Now where's he going? Oh. There he goes. All right. He took off. Let's get this net over here. We're gonna fight this fish, folks. This spot hasn't gone dead on me yet. Oh, there he goes again. I haven't seen him yet. Don't know what it got quite yet. The sun's come out though, and it's gotten hot. Not as hot as it has been, but it's hot. We had a heat wave come through. It was 115 degree heat index the other day. And then we had a couple of thunderstorms come through and cooled things off a bit, but it's still pretty hot with the sun out. The water temperature is 81 degrees, which is actually much lower than it has been. Boy, this fish is really giving me some business. I'm gonna play him a little bit. I don't want to bring him into the boat still half cocked. He is bending that rod. I haven't seen him yet. I just saw a little bit of a swirl though. Now he's taking off that way, on upriver. Swimming all over the place. This one's giving me a pretty fun little fight. I love these like up and down battles you get with these big fish when they get to the boat. Oh. There's a splash. I still didn't get a good look at him though. You can see this wind is pushing my boat that way, the way these rods over here are acting. I got one of them suspended. This fish here came out of the 20 to 25 foot side. And he's all the way up under the boat. Get a little bit of a reel on him. There he is. Hey, that's not a bad fish at all. He's a good one. I just saw the back half of him. And it comes up. Yeah. All right. Yeah. He's probably the second biggest of the day, but he's fighting like he's the biggest. I don't think he'll beat that 31. We'll play a guessing game with him. He is still wound up though, folks. Here he comes. Come on back over this way. Well, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, he'd probably go. I'm going to guess 27, 28. Too big to pull up like that. Let's get on the other side of this rock. Oh, man, he has got a big old wound on the side of his head. It looks nasty. I mean, that fish has got a wound, like a freaking hole in the side of his face. I bet he's been on a trot line. Let me give him a second here, and I'm gonna get him off the hook and show him to you. All right, let's get a weight on this fish. He's a contender for the biggest fish of the day. He's not real big. I mean, he needs to put his weight back on from the spawn. He is the biggest of the day. He's 32. That first one was 31. And I'm going to show you what this fish has got going on. It is not pretty. Get him over here and get him out of this net. Folks, there's some people that make fun of folks for wearing gloves when they pick up a blue cat. And you know, you don't have to. I mean, they don't always tear your hand up and it doesn't hurt that bad, but I like having skin on my hand, folks. I don't know if that makes me not tough. I just like having skin on my hand. Let's get this fish out of that net. Man, this fish has been on a trot line, I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Look at that. That is nasty, folks. That is not pretty. These fish are survivors, though. I'm gonna put them down and switch hands. So you ain't gotta see that ugly side of them when I get a picture. Just gonna switch hands with my glove and pick him up with my other hand, just so we can see the better side of him. He's also got a big tear down his tail. He's been on a trot line, I can tell you that. All right, there he is. It's a good one, 32 pounds. 32 pounds, let's get him out of here. Whew. Good luck to that fish. That one's a survivor. He deserves to live another day. There's a dude I know that runs trout lines out here, and he was talking to me about how he was having a lot of hooks get straightened out, and you know, saying that must be like 100-pounders doing it. It doesn't take a 100-pounder to straighten a hook on a trout line. The trout line's got no stretch, no drag, no give. It's just anchored stationary in place, so I mean, that fish can get some real torque on that thing, and he'll tear that hook right out of his own mouth, because I'm sure that fish would rather have that gash on the side of his face than not be alive anymore. But let me give it a little more time. All right, folks, check out that umbrella back behind me. That thing is really helping me out right now in this heat. That is like a, I think it's called a sport umbrella. I think I got it from Amazon. I'll try to get the sun out of your face here. And it is really helping me out. It also keeps my camera shaded so that it doesn't overheat and shut off on me. Now, this has been pretty good. I think what we get 5, 6 fish, something like that. And that's pretty much enough for a video. And right now I don't see much point in sitting out here much longer because I'm getting pretty hungry, pretty hot. And I think I'm gonna save what bait I got, take it to the house, and get back out here as soon as I can to try to make another video for y'all. So this will be the end of this one. And as always, I want to say thank you for watching. Thank you to all who have subscribed to this channel. I've really had a lot of fun doing this, and I've learned a lot. I'm not any kind of master angler by any means. What I will say is luck is really the biggest factor in what I do in catching fish, but putting yourself in the right spot at the right time is the one thing you can control. So that's what I try to do. That's what I strive to do, and I never stop learning. Never get to the point where you feel like you can't learn more, because then you're going to stop catching fish, folks. So learn from every experience. That's what I do. Thanks for watching.